headwaters of West Salt Creek. Yesterday morning, at mid-morning, there was a small slide in the area that impacted irrigation water for the local ranchers and farmers in the area. When that happened, it triggered a curiosity by the people who live there about what was going on with the water. And essentially, this is an area that starts in the United States Forest Service property, and then as you get to lower elevations, it turns into private property. We had 3 individuals that went up to investigate what was happening with the water, and then sometime in mid-afternoon was when they were on scene. We believe a second and major slide occurred there, and those 3 people remain missing at this time. I've just finished touring the area. The slide, it's an understatement to say that it is massive. It's at least 2.5 to 3 miles long, if not longer, and a half a mile wide or more in certain areas, and it's incredibly deep and full of debris. What we do know about the employees is one of the employees was a county road and bridge department employee who lives in the area, and 2 other local people, one of them the son of the employee. And they went up in one vehicle, a pickup truck and a 4-wheeler, to do this investigation. And so far, neither one of those, the vehicle or the 4-wheeler, nor our 3 missing people have been discovered. We've been flying it all morning with a rotary wing helicopter that's part of our search and rescue resources. We have unmanned aerial vehicle assets that will be up here flying it with forward-looking infrared to see if there's any heat sources in the debris field. At the same time, we have ground resources from our search and rescue teams that are searching at least the bottom half of the slide, the tail end, that we've deemed to probably be fairly stable and safe. What we have discovered, though, in the overflights with the helicopter is that the upper end of this is still unstable. It was still falling as we were flying over it this morning. We saw massive cracks in the hillsides that give us an enormous amount of concern. There's still a gigantic mound of dirt that looks unstable that could cause a secondary slide to come down on top of the first slide. As far as the families of the missing people, the Colburn area is a very tight-knit community, and they're wrapping their love and support around the family, and they're being well taken care of at the time. We've called additional assets to come help us to try to determine the safety and stability of this site. We are getting a geologist from USGS, a hydrologist from the National Weather Service. We've had our own county road and bridge engineers up here, and several other assets, including both from the Sheriff's Office and the Plateau Valley Fire Department, that have been on scene since last night when we were notified of this. Our effort today is really to do as much as we possibly can to survey the area by air, the area that is unstable, and the area that our engineers have said that they believe the last third or the tail end of the slide is safe for us to actually put ground resources on. So that's what we're doing as we speak. I can tell you, though, that the slide itself is so massive that even on the edges, it seems like from the air it looks like it's at least 20 to 30 feet deep just on the edges. And so the task is overwhelming. It's in an area that is not accessible. We have significant challenges with communication, even with our radio systems. There's absolutely no cell phone service there, and there's no roads to get to it. The road that goes up into that bowl was covered up by the tail end of the slide. There's also energy industry resources up there, and some of those resources are threatened. Currently, we're working with the energy companies, and they are draining some tanks that hold what they call condensate or production water. I'm told it's not as hazardous of a material as some of the other things that we might be accustomed to. So that's good news, but they're having to bring a bulldozer in and grade a part of the road out to try to make it to those tanks to get those drained. We're watching that as well. We will go through this operational period tonight, continuing to do the ground searching with our search personnel, doing the searching with our unmanned aerial vehicles with the forward-looking infrared to see if there's any heat sources that we can identify. We're going to do more flights with the helicopter, the manned helicopter this afternoon for the geologist and the hydrologist, hopefully, and we'll start getting some more technical expertise to try to determine the stability of the mountain. We have to be comfortable, of course, before we're going to put and allow search and rescue resources on there, because we certainly don't want to create any more of a tragedy than this already is. One thing of note, this morning I was able to get on the phone with the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office in Washington. As you know, they recently had a terrible tragedy of a slide, and that call was very valuable to us. And to me, I learned a lot about what they did in the first 12 hours, the first 20